This week we learned a lot more from the Princess of Wales about what she's concentrating on. So she went to Colchester Hospital. She was actually meant to be unveiling Catherine's Rose. There's this rose that was named in her honour. So we thought the job was going to be all about the Princess of Wales planting a rose that was in a garden for other people who'd gone through cancer. But she really opened up. She was in a round table and she was talking to several other former cancer patients and volunteers. And she was speaking about the pressure of putting on a brave face.
Yeah.
She was also talking about there is an expectation on patients to just crack on and get on with it. And this could well be in reference to the fact that we had a lot of discussion about her pulling out of Royal Ascot recently. Is this kind of emotion shown by the Princess of Wales? Is it welcome?
I think so, and I think it's kind of managing the public's expectations. So what she really said was that, you know, when you're a clinical patient and you're undergoing treatment, you're obviously being taken care of every step of the way. But once you come out of that and you've almost... you have to get used to building your life outside of being treated. It's a really difficult transition, and I think she was indirectly addressing the fact that she had to pull out from Royal Ascot, saying she's trying to find the right balance after treatment. Now, obviously, the public are not aware of exactly the kind of treatment and her medical diagnosis and all of that, so she has to be quite sensitive and sensible about what she reveals. But I think she touches on an interesting point, which is when you've undergone such extensive treatment and quite invasive treatment for so long, the transition of life, your new life after that is quite difficult. And I appreciate the fact that she said that, because, you know, we talk about people overcoming cancer or you know, they're cancer-free. But what is life like after you've gone through a year of chemotherapy and you're trying to find a new normal? And I don't think we talk about that enough, you know, the support, therapy, all of that. So I appreciate the fact that she was raising it, and it did humanise her, obviously, because you wouldn't wish cancer on your worst enemy.
Well, the phrase she used was she's been on a roller coaster, wasn't it? And I'm sure she's been up and down. She's had good days and bad days. Probably woke up Ascot week and didn't feel like going to Ascot. It was very, very hot, and you know, probably didn't want to go for various reasons. But so there were fears, to be honest, when she didn't turn up at the last moment. But it was great to see her yesterday. She looked very well, and talking to other patients as well, and planting the roses. And she's very much made a big thing about this, about nature being healing, hasn't she? And taking an holistic approach to her recovery. And, you know, she's got to take it easy, got to take it slowly. And, you know, I'm sure that slowly but surely she'll come back to royal jobs and we'll see more of her. But, you know, it's entirely up to her, and I don't think anyone should put her under any pressure, you know.
4 months, the world watched in silence, wondering, worrying, waiting. And when Princess Catherine finally spoke, it wasn't with anger, nor with bitterness, but with quiet strength and an unmistakable message. This was not just an update on her health. It was a warning, a plea, and a moment that revealed the true measure of a future queen. After months of speculation, wild theories, and relentless public scrutiny, the Princess of Wales broke her silence. In her heartfelt message, she spoke not only about her battle with cancer, but about dignity, privacy, and the human cost of public obsession. It was a moment of grace under pressure, but make no mistake, it carried weight. To the casual listener, her words seemed humble. But to those who have followed the royal family closely, Catherine's message was clear. Enough is enough. In her calm, composed delivery, she issued a warning not through confrontation, but through quiet authority.
Yeah,
well, they really telegraphed this message. This message was, they were really keen on this job for the Princess of Wales to get this message out to us, to say that, you know, as I say, there's a lot of pressure just to crack on and get back to normal. Who do you think she'll be talking to? Is she talking to the press? Is she talking to the public? Is she talking to other members of her family? Is she talking to other cancer patients?
Well, she's talking to other patients. I mean, obviously, sadly, you know, some people don't have the time to heal, do they? They feel they've got to get back to work because they've literally got to put bread on the table, which is something that she doesn't have to do. So she is in that sense, she is in a privileged position. But I'm sure she's trying to support other people who, you know, might feel that they're being rushed back to work or rushed back to a normal life or rushed back to looking after their family the way they were before, and they're not ready for it. So, you know, I think people will take comfort from listening to her.
Yeah, and she's obviously not going to do a job in Aldi, for example. She doesn't have the same pressures, but I do think she feels a huge sense of responsibility. She does have a team. She's part of probably the most well-known family in the world. She is the Princess of Wales. I mean, she has a lot of responsibilities that may not seem obvious to us, but I do think she feels a lot of that weight. And yeah, I think she's talking to people that even if you just have a job in a normal shop, for example, it's important to try and find a new normal and not push yourself too much.
I also feel like there's a warning shot for everyone to take a deep breath and go, hang on, let's not expect too much from her. She went to Order of the Garter, she went to trooping, she pulled out of Ascot, and I think it's just a warning shot to tell everyone, right, I'm not back to full work yet, just kind of relax and give me a bit of time.
Still think we'll see her at Wimbledon, though, a couple of times.
We may well see her at Wimbledon, yeah.
That's not too strenuous watching the tennis.
I think, well, the children love it as well, and the children
took Charlotte last year, which is very nice. People love to see the kids, so yeah. But I expect Queen Camilla will go as well. She likes watching tennis. I don't think the King will go. He's not keen. The Queen wasn't very keen on going to see tennis.
Catherine is patron as well, so we're hoping she might actually do something.
I think she'll probably.
Lucky her.
Yeah, definitely.
4 years, Catherine has endured invasive headlines, baseless gossip, and internet speculation. But her recent statement drew a line, one that the press and the public would do well to respect. This wasn't just about her own suffering. It was about the toll that relentless scrutiny takes on anyone in the royal spotlight. And for the first time, the future queen made it clear silence does not mean weakness. Within palace walls, her message resonated deeply. Those closest to her speak of admiration, of quiet resilience in the face of cruelty. Even among her critics, there's growing acknowledgement. Catherine's courage may have changed the tone of royal discourse forever. Princess Catherine didn't raise her voice, she didn't need to. Her words were deliberate. Her tone, unwavering. And her message. That behind every headline, there is a human being. And it's time the world took note.
Quite a big week for Prince William, and I'm saying this because I've seen him. He's been acting quite decisively in the last couple of days. There was a story last week, it appeared in the Sunday Times, where there was a donor called Minerva Mondejar Steiner who had allegedly offered 20,000, or people could pay £20,000 to meet William because she had sponsored a polo event which is taking place next Friday. Look, it's a £1 million charity polo event where lots of donors come in and you get to, look at William, get to watch him play polo, you might get to meet him. The minute William heard about this, they axed that donor. And the royal family have had a history of problems, you remember, with King Charles in the past.
There's a long history of it with Charles, and William doesn't want to get tainted like that. So, as you say, he's acted immediately to cut himself off from someone. Cash for access is the worst thing that they can be accused of. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He had to act decisively, and that person will be out. But, people around him have got to be more careful in future as to who they associate with and what they get involved with.
Well, they said there's kind of due diligence.
It's not a good look.
No, they said there's due diligence, but I think the way that he acted so quickly and didn't let it fester, the decision was literally made on Friday afternoon, my understanding. The Sunday Times contacted the palace and they said, OK, we're going to get rid of her. The fact that he acted so decisively, I think, bodes well for his future as Prince of Wales.
I think he's very in tune with what the public thinks. So whenever we hear of scandals of politicians, for example, that get cash for access from these massive companies trying to lobby them for something, the public opinion really goes against their favour. And I think Prince William acting so decisively and so quickly just shows that he's really in tune with what the public thinks. This lady who's a Swiss-Filipina art gallery curator, it's not a very good look if someone like that, who clearly mingles with in high places, because if you're an art gallery curator, you're clearly not working with someone who works at McDonald's, for example. For him to not even worry about whatever contacts or bridges he may be burning just shows that he's in tune with what the public thinks, and that's his first priority, as opposed to keeping friends in high places happy. And that's the kind of monarch that I think people are more likely to get behind than, going down the sleazy politician route of getting paid £3,000 for lunches, which is, sell yourself a bit higher, really.
It is dangerous, I think, because people with money will want to hang around members of the royal family. Yeah. This lady was also at Prince Harry's Wellchild event last September. Yeah. And on her website, she talks about how she's proud to support.
She was actually advertising it, wasn't she? Saying, you can come to this and you'll be guaranteed to meet the Prince of Wales. So it was getting quite dangerous. So definitely the right thing to cut her adrift.
Yeah,
absolutely. And he's also talks about his accounts. He's also scrapped the rents or reduced to 50% rent for charities and.
Well, that follows pressure. I think there was a Channel 4 documentary, wasn't there, Dispatches, which highlighted how much hospitals and schools and other people have to pay the Duchy of Cornwall rent. So I think he's halved some of the rent for charities and he's cut back on some of the payments they've got to make. So. Whether he would have done that if it hadn't been the Dispatches programme, who knows? But certainly it was something that was highlighted, and he's acted on it, and I think that's that's wise. But as I say, that's why I don't understand why he won't give the income tax, because he's doing the right thing there. But on the other hand, looking a little bit, sort of dodgy by not revealing it. What's he got to hide? You know, so I don't understand why he wouldn't go that extra step and reveal it. But
yeah, I mean,
Esther disagrees.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. I can absolutely see it being splashed in papers. Prince William makes this much, and then you just attach his name to a number, and everything he does is like, well, why do you care? This is how much you earn, and it's extremely distracting. But I get the sense that he's someone that. He's very attuned with the public, and I think he learns a lot of lessons from politics, because as we know, our Prime Minister is not doing very well in opinion polls at the moment.
I didn't realise
I know, shock.
I thought he was the most popular Prime Minister we've ever had.
Well, unfortunately, the polls would disagree. But I think one thing he doesn't want to be seen as is weak and indecisive. If you're going to make a decision...